Good evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Times of Dr. News. News from in and around the universe. It is just plain damned amazing. Some really interesting stuff going around, especially the HBO, Max thing. The thing was, if you go back and look, we talked about the HBO Max deal all the way back in August of this year. But apparently, due to some, well, shall we say, interesting articles, it's now been revealed that the past 11 seasons, once they've aired on BBC, BBC America, the usual stuff for when it airs during the season, it'll be streamed exclusively on HBO Max. But here's the thing that kicked it off. It said 11 previous seasons and 3 upcoming seasons. So does this mean Doctor Who is a lock all the way through at least Series 14? Could be. Kind of makes me wonder, those poor guys have been sitting there going on about the show's bleeding viewers and all that. Yeah, well, that means now we're going to have to deal with them for a few more years. But other than that, let's get into it. Let's get onto it. Let's get to the stuff you want to see. I'm going to warn you, there's going to be some articles about filming coming up. We're going to be talking about things regarding the current companions, so you may want to tune this one out if you don't want any spoilers, because it's going to be a lot of stuff going on. You might not, you might feel spoiled. I feel spoiled already. All right, let's go. Okay, folks. Now, right here, this is a tweet that I captured and screenshotted where someone had actually, heard the announcement right here where it says Doctor will, exclusively stream to HBO Max, 11 past seasons and 3 upcoming seasons. Yet, when you go to this article right here, you scroll down, and now that statement has magically disappeared. Don't worry, they're in alphabetical order, so all you have to do is go down here, of course, under Doctor Who, and it's pretty weird, that the fact that they cut that line out. I don't know why, because it's very relevant. But it's kind of sad that we got this announcement from HBO before we got anything like this from the BBC. Kind of makes you wonder, don't it? This is the original article I went back over back in August of this year. And this is when it was first announced that HBO Max would be taking over the rights. So this shouldn't be a surprise. But the fact they, came up with the 3 upcoming seasons that was added on really, really gave everybody a little bit of a shot in the arm, because people have been walking around spouting such, weird things like the show's going under and all that crap. And, the merchandise isn't selling. Well, I got some bad news. Merchandise isn't selling on just more than the Series 11 stuff. As we saw earlier this week, B&M merchandise, the B&M classic figures, got marked down to £12.95 after, that big exclusive release they did. And so it's not just Jodie's Barbie dolls, as one idiot's been saying, that are not selling. Now we're going to go into the speculation range, so you may want to step off here, because this is, kind of relevant to what might happen in Series 12. Bradley Walsh's CV. Now this was sent to me by a viewer, but notice here it says Doctor Who, Series 11 and 12. Now, this could just be because they're keeping current, but at the same time, if he was contracted for 13, why would it not be listed here? It's not a big mystery that Bradley Walsh is on Doctor Who. And also, if he's continuing on, why cut it off here? But here's the thing that nails it. Taz and Cole, as most of you may know, because I think I've mentioned it a few times, will be appearing at Chicago TARDIS this, coming, as a matter of fact, November 30th, that weekend. Well, he's also appearing at a con in spring. So if he's still on, why is he now doing cons already? And also, why would he be, if they're going to be filming in the spring, possibly, how's he doing a con? So we got to wonder, are the TARDIS companions departing, all or some of them? That's something we got to think about coming up in Series 12. Also, there's some night shoots that went on in Cardiff. Some pretty interesting stuff. If you go down here, there's clips and there's some beautiful shots. This one scene here is just a bunch of people running away from apparently what are supposed to be Daleks. Also, a lot of this stuff, I guess they ended off with some, principal photography and some other stuff like that. So people are beginning to wonder maybe if this was the last night of shooting right here. We'll find out later on. Also available out the the Companion Set 7 13th Doctor series. And this is up here over on the merchandise guide on the Doctor Who site. And here's the figurines they're putting out for the current TARDIS crew. Dead men don't wear plaid. We hope not. So, yeah, there's been a lot of speculation about how or why Graham would depart. One of it being the fact they mentioned he had, was currently, he had cancer, but it's currently in remission. So we're wondering if maybe they'll play that card and how that will go out, but we don't know at this time. Also, there's been an update on the possible premiere. Now, the 2020 preview issue of Empire Magazine contains a magazine supplement of Pilot TV Magazine with a preview of the upcoming holiday season television shows. Now, the holiday section contains a small inset for Doctor Who where it reads, quote, "Now after a year off our screens, expect to return in early 2020 with the 12th season of Doctor Who, new Doctor Who, well, they're saying new Who, but featuring the rhino-headed Jadoon and a story revolving around Mary Shelley." Very interesting, because as I mentioned here, this is the first major media mention of a Mary Shelley episode outside of the Mirror story back in July. Now, since this was a magazine, or section of it, covering holiday television specials, one could surmise that Doctor Who Series 12 will likely premiere on New Year's Day. So, more evidence that Series 12 New Year's Day premiere comes from Titan Comics. In its solicitation report on Doctor Who, the 13th Doctor, Season 2, Number 1, which states, quote, "Eisner-nominated writer Jodie Houser and Witchblade artist Roberta Ingranata return for a brand new story in the 13th Doctor comic series, an epic adventure spinning off the new season starting in the new year, starring Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. This comic is due to be released on January 8th. So interesting stuff going on there. Lastly for today, Doctor Who star Colin Baker will be going to Edinburgh for a Capital Sci-Fi Convention. Colin Baker, the actor who played the sixth incarnation of Doctor Who, is coming to Edinburgh to meet fans at a convention. Now, the 76-year-old will be appearing at Capital Sci-Fi Con on February 14th to the 16th, 2020, to sign autographs, pose for photos, and speak in panels. He's the first guest announced for this convention, which raises money for the Rachel House Hospice. So, remember, his reign as the Doctor is one of the short-lived, starring 11 stories from 84 and 86 due to the hiatus in the show. And that's a big story there. If you're a new fan, you want to read up on that because a lot of weird crap went on during that time. So, could it be we're going to be seeing our trio of companions departing at the end of Series 12? It's possible because, as we saw, there's been a lot of speculation because of Bradley Walsh's online CV only lists him as Series 11 and 12 of Doctor Who. Now, this could just be the fact they don't want to spoil it and give away he'll be in 13, but also remember Bradley Walsh. Sorry about that. Camera went out of focus on me again. I'm going to have to look at that. Bradley Walsh is a very, very busy guy. He's doing stuff constantly. So the fact that he would be departing Doctor Who after this, or during this next coming year, is not a major surprise. He's got a lot of projects going on still to this day. Also, we got Taz and Cole, who's on the convention circuit. Matter of fact, starting with Chicago TARDIS at the end of November. And then he's doing another one listed in spring, and possibly more that we just haven't seen a listing for yet. So that kind of means, is Ryan exiting? And will Yaz go with them? That's the big question. But as far as we know, Series 13 was already being written. We heard about that a little while ago, and that Chibnall is still in charge. So there's a strong possibility I think Jodie Whittaker is going to do her 3 years and then probably get out. Who knows? We got to look forward to the future. We're not going to jump up and down and say she's out like certain other channels that have already assuming she must go because she does not fit into their point of view. Also, I heard a weary attack tonight that apparently pro-Jodie fans are bashing haters. Now, if you want to go on the matter of, I've seen a few here and there, but nowhere near as many as the channels who are out there calling people like me shills, hippies, and various other names because we choose to stand with our show rather than act like a moron to get views. Sorry, that's not what I do here. I read the news, and as I've told you before, I stand with the Doctor in all his or her incarnations. Good night, everyone.